Hey everybody, I want to kind of go over something really quickly. I'm getting a lot of people a little confused about some things, even fellow actors that I'm a little surprised that are saying, well, if the gun on set, would Alec Baldwin even have the right to be handling a real gun on set? And I think there needs to be a clarification. A prop gun, have explained in other videos, along with a good friend of mine, Joey Dillon. And by the way, this is my opinion about all this, no one else's. But a prop gun can be a real gun. This is a real 45 Ruger Vaquero, and it shoots real bullets. However, I never, because this is my gun spinning gun, this is never had a real round in it. I just want to be clear that someone had said, oh, well, if he was pointing it, did he on purpose point it at someone? Was that something that he did in the shot that he shouldn't have done? Let's be clear, nothing's come out, but I'm pretty sure that he was doing the shot that he was supposed to do in the scene that he was doing. The other thing I want to be very clear about is that someone said, well, maybe he had it and it accidentally went off. I want to show you something. A single action gun looks like this. It shoots, and the only way it shoots is by pulling back the hammer just like this. There is no way that it shoots like that by just shooting it. That would be not a single action. That would be like a modern gun or anything after the Colt 45, which is a single action. This holds 6 rounds. Fact of the matter is that usually we put in 5 in, like they said in the Old West, because then that way if someone did grab your gun, it was set on the empty chamber. If they tried to pull the gun and shoot you, not related to this, but the point is that this gun, or a Ruger or a Colt or a Cimarron or a Pieta, would not just accidentally go off in your hand. I make this reference all the time. This is intention, this is follow through. This is why I believe one of these guns are a lot safer than the modern guns, because the fact of the matter is that these guns, you actually have to pull the hammer back and shoot like that. As for him aiming at anybody, if the shot was determined that he was going to aim here, that's the shot. I'm sure that he didn't decide that he was just going to randomly shoot it somewhere. And regardless of all this, I want to be very clear that, in my opinion, from what is known at this point, Alec Baldwin is absolutely has nothing to do with the blame on this, because he was an actor like I am and all other actors are, that was given a firearm for a scene that is basically rendered cold, which means it's, has nothing in it, or in his case, was supposed to have a blank load. And I showed this before, and I'll show it again, the difference between a blank load and a dummy load or a real actual load. Let me see if I can find one here. Here it is. See, this is be very clear. This is a blank load. This is a real, well, this is a dummy load, but this is what a real load looks like. A dummy load, you can see there's no primer. You see that has a primer cap that at this point has not been fired. So this fires off when you hit the hammer of the gun and shoots out, which has a load here, a blank load, whether it's a quarter load, a half load, or a full load. In this case, this is a dummy load, but this is what a real load looks like. And a lot of times, obviously, you put them in the barrel, the dummy loads, and the armorer will do that, or prop and armory, and they'll put it in there so that when you look inside the gun here on the camera, you're not going to see empty. You're going to see a bullet point, because it's realistic. Point being is that, in my opinion, there's no way he could have accidentally shot the gun. So I want to be very clear that anybody saying, oh, did he point it at them? He did nothing but his job at this point that we can see in any information. So let's be clear. If you have any questions, by all means, you can ask me questions on my direct message or in this post. I will answer them as I can, and I'm planning on doing a live stream on Monday if I can get some of my people together in the industry that I've worked with for years. Gun safety is not only important in regards to off set, but on set. And also one more thing, I've had people say to me, which is a little ignorant, saying, well, I was always taught with guns that you never pointed at someone. That's a real life scenario, agreed. If you're in a movie and you're going in a scene and you're doing something, you're shooting or you're aiming it, it's determined that it's possible that you might be aiming at the gun, at the camera. And that's what the actor was supposed to do in this scene, according to everything I've read. They did show that the woman, the young lady, and I feel so sad for her, not only sad for the young lady that died behind the camera, but the one who it was the armorer that had only done one other job. She was non-union, so the safety rules on that are always sketchy. I know, I'm FICOR, which means I'm union and non-union. Point is that it was a mishap that unfortunately could have been avoided, but it takes people who are trained to be able to walk up and say, do you see this is empty? Do you see that this has the blank in it? Everybody else sees this. That's what should have been done. At this point, I'm sure more information will be developed or unveiled. Thanks. And by the way, just a little gun spinning for all of you who came here going, hey, is Will going to spin his guns? I am. But just for the heck of it. And there it is. Thanks.